You know, lately a nigga been fighting a whole lot of demons. A lot of shit we do gon' have consequences, but we gotta be ready for them. Emergency, I just got out of surgery. I'm having problems with my heart and it won't work. I did some shit in my past and it's cursing me. I'ma stay right here on this plastic, God take breath from me. I'm sipping his hand and eat this pain, but it ain't helping. My little nigga going against the grain and that shit stressing me. I pray to God, let God have mercy. I'm living a crazy life. I just shot at a nigga for talking some shit on the gang, he paid the price. I was young in the rush for the money, my hunger for paper, it saved my life. And that shit can save tonight. If you wanna lick shit, we can get rich quick, we can get paid tonight. Yeah, go. Dollar bill, y'all. Everybody want the money, everybody want this shit. Everybody want the money, but don't wanna go down. You'll do anything to get it, but when you gon' go out there? Shit, gotta think about it. 187. Murder for hire, nigga. You killed a nigga, you don't know him. You gon' go to heaven. Gotta chalk that shit over, dog. Real talk. Hey. Fight my demons. So many demons. Me against these demons. Against these demons. Fight my demons. Fight in my. It's me against these demons. Me against these demons. Whoa, I'm fighting these demons up in this ghost. I'm fighting these demons, I'm on the ropes. They came with a beam up under my coat. Get hit in the spleen if you want to smoke. That money be green, so niggas on go. I'm looking so clean, I used to be broke. Remember they laughed at me and they choked. Gave them the ball and nigga they choke. Tables turn out, nigga you broke. My little nigga don't follow no code. Follow no code, no code. My nigga follow me like the pole. I stand on my word and stand by the consequence. They say I'm heartless, thanks for the compliment. I seen your dad, homie, yelling company. VMG gang and bitch feel incompetent. Don't wanna hear that shit, I gotta kill that shit. Lethally militant, I can get ignorant. We not considerate, niggas do silly shit. We get the drilling shit, guilty and innocent. Don't give a fuck about a bystander. I can pull up in the high left. Don't take no slander. Don't take no slander. Dollar bill, y'all. Everybody want the money, everybody want this shit. Everybody want the money, but don't wanna go down. You'll do anything to get it, but when you gon' go out there? Shit, gotta think about it. 187. Murder for hire. You killed a nigga, you don't know him. You gon' go to heaven. Gotta chalk that shit over, dog. Real talk. Hey. Fight my demons. So many demons. Me against these demons. Against these demons. Fight my demons. Fight in my. It's me against these demons. Me against these demons. Living life encased in the idea that my evil thoughts go unpunished. As I sort through the rubbish, my days of thugging get slow and ruggish. Idolizing puppets who control the public like a controlled substance. Bullets in abundance, anticipating what I know is coming. All of a sudden, my past is blurry, my future is sudden. Dark and muddy, hoping for sunny, I'm still running. It's find peace. Find peace.
Find peace. I don't think some people will ever find peace. If we're being honest, the way this world is looking right now, it's very troublesome. But luckily, we stand in the light. So we get to just watch from the sideline as everything unfolds, right? So with everything that's going on, we got to keep focused on what's happening, right? It's so much happening at the same time, right? All this different madness. It's just so much. Wait a second. Somebody saying, hello? I'm on TikTok, YouTube. Let me call you back. Okay, I'm gonna call you back. Overlook what I just said. All right, so it's a lot of stuff happening around this whole Jaguar thing, right? And it's very complicated. Like if you don't pay attention to it, you could miss a lot of different stuff. You know what I mean? Hey, you could say that 10 times over and people still won't get it. You could say that 10 times over and people still won't get it. Everybody not gonna make it, right? Everybody's not gonna make it. Uh, but we are in a different world, if you would say, right? Things are changing around us, right? Certain variations of truth is starting to come out, you know. So, with us being in the Aquarius sky, everybody understanding that the world is one big stage, right? So why are y'all not trying to understand exactly what it is that is being given to you, right? Why are you not trying to see that the world truly is one big stage? Why are you not trying to see that, possibly? Jax, cut it out, bro. You over there fighting shadows in the corner. Okay. Now I know a lot of you guys are listening to other stuff, but I want you guys to pay attention to what's really happening, right? I mean, there's a lot of stuff happening. But I want you to hear certain things that people might not have, they might have overlooked it. They might have been watching the screen or something like that. So, Jaguar Wright is in more trouble than you think, right? Because Jaguar Wright, right? Jaguar Wright is running out of sources, right? She's running out of sources, right? And now they're going to see how she operates without their assistance, without their help, right? One thing Courtney Burgess said was Courtney Burgess spoke heavily on friends, especially friends out of New Jersey, right? Courtney Burgess spoke heavy on that, right? And if we are paying attention, then we know Jaguar has a problem with keeping friends, taking advice, taking heed to what people are saying. But she uses people so much that now she finds herself in a situation where she needs people, right? That Cash App is not doing what y'all think it is, and it's all part of probably an electronic transaction investigation, right? So when you start investigating people for fraudulent schemes and stuff via the internet, then your Cash App is going to start getting blocked, right? They're going to start sending the money back to the people. You're under investigation, right? And then when you start to do stuff like tell people to go to a another Cash App that is supposedly linked to a nonprofit organization, and you're using donations that's going to that Cash App in order to further commit electronic fraud, right? And now you're using this said organization, which is supposed to be a nonprofit, cruelty free. You're using that as a way to, what it would seem, launder money, right? So now you're using a nonprofit organization to launder the money that you are fraudulently scheming via wire transactions, right? Now, to the naked eye, we're not looking at it the way that the feds would be looking at it, right? We're looking at it from, you're not going out back, Drax. You're not going out back. You can go out front. but I'm not letting you out back. Okay? So stop all of that crying. No. They ain't gonna cat. Sorry about that. That's professional. But I want you guys to listen, right? It's getting hot. It's getting hot. Getting hot over there, right? Relationships are crumbling. A lot of stuff going on over there, but I want y'all to listen, okay?
It is going to be under investigation and review. Um, and whatever donations have been being sent have been being sent back. Um, there's no reason for that to happen. There's nothing fraudulent that was going on with my Cash App, which means Cash App, which is owned by the Block Corporation, which is in a lawsuit for all kinds of craziness with the Jigger Man and his friend. Either they're doing something to my account or the trolls have been reporting it as fraud.
Now, I guess this is one of those where two things could be true at the same time, right? You could be under investigation, and due to the fact that you made so many enemies, it could be a troll farm situation, right? So it could, it could be one of two things. Now, we looking at it and we seeing all of the entertainment. Drax, you're not going out there. Cut it out. I can't trust you to just sit outside. You're gonna go there and stuff. I gotta go outside with you. And we looking at it, we might be looking at it from, you know, a perspective of like the entertainment part, like, yeah, they hating on her, so on and so forth. But this could be bigger than what y'all think, With her being put into a lawsuit, the Diddy lawsuit, doesn't this open up the door for the feds to investigate her actions, phone transactions? This is how you get, information, right? Through the legal system. Once you are implemented in such a magnitude of a crime, now it opens up the door for people to look into you, right? So this is why you hear variations of the truth coming out in the mix of all of these lies, right? Disinformation at its greatest always comes with a little bit of the truth. But you guys might be missing the truth as you're listening to her, right? Because it's the bread and circus, just like Kanye West said, right? So you'll hear different variations of truths come out. Okay, her Cash App is in trouble. Okay, relationship is in trouble. Okay, now she starts telling on herself with these different stories. Oh, when Trey Songz used to come down to Miami, he used to love my babies. He used to come pick up, he used to drive around in the car and come pick up one of my babies. Isn't this the same thing a dominatrix would say? Someone who, operates with grooming the kids and making, that's grandmom, that's Mother G, that's, she gives herself these little titles and stuff so the kids can look at her in a, favorable light. Kind of like she did with the Carbon Nature, right? When she had the kids of the Carbon Nature camp, right? And she stated on a midnight rant, she said, I told those kids that I wouldn't have nothing to do with them until after the ban was over with, or whatever she said, right? And we still have that on one of our lives. I think it's one of the 6-hour lives that we did where we were listening to her, you know, give these claims. That's why I say you got to pay attention to personas like this, because they'll tell on themselves and then backtrack when you call them on the stuff that they told on themselves about. You get what I'm saying? That's why I say you got to listen, right? So now the Cash App is in trouble, right? And now she has accurate memory about recordings that was made according to the, information that was given about this, right? Now she's talking about the recordings and so on and so forth, right? Now, y'all know Jaguar Wright don't sit there and try to remember stuff like that. How would she remember what recordings was sent in for the P Diddy trial and who was recording who? Like, she's starting to remember too much now. Don't y'all think? Don't y'all think she's starting to recollect too much?
They give you a bunch of erroneous details and they throw all kinds of stuff at you, it's like it's just little fires everywhere. Alex Spiro doing an interview live on NBC, airing some kind of chopped up, badly altered and edited recording of the alleged autistic victim saying that she never said Jay-Z was there, and that Tony Busby made her say it, but that's not true because when she first initially reported it on that hotline, that was before Tony Busby got involved. And she was encouraged to go forward with her claims and all of that by the initial law firm that took her case, which turned it over to Tony Busby. So they're lying. And then they got these two different recordings.
Now I want y'all to think. Need y'all to put y'all thinking caps on. Ones in the chat if y'all got y'all thinking caps on. Ones in the chat if y'all got y'all thinking caps on. I need y'all to put y'all thinking caps on. Put a 1 in the chat if you got your thinking caps on, because we about to get deep here. We about to put some pieces together, and I need y'all to have y'all thinking caps on, okay? We about to put the pieces together, and I need y'all to have y'all thinking caps on, okay? Now, we're going back to the fact that this is an autistic person, right? You notice Jaguar keeps going back to this is an autistic person, right? Well, it seems like Jaguar has a thing for autistic people. I mean, let's look at Legina Gold. Let's look at her son. Let's look at Goomba. I see a pattern. Okay. Let's push that pattern to the side. Let's push that pattern to the side right there, okay? Okay, let's bring out another pattern. Jaguar Wright keeps on bringing up this 13-year-old woman, right? This autistic woman who seemingly got her story from somewhere, right? She got this story from somewhere. She got it from somewhere, right? But it seems that she don't quite remember the details of the story. But why do Jaguar remember so much about this autistic woman story? What law firm, who she went to after they got turned over to this? How do you know so much? I mean, some of the stuff she's saying could be public records, but some of the stuff she's saying is not public records, right? Now, let's also add into the equation that a mysterious email was sent out during the time of Ratchet TV beef that stated that Ronnie Bo made up this story with the autistic girl and the age limit because of the age limit of the assailant in the R. Kelly trial was 14. He wanted the situation on Jay-Z to be a little bit worse than R. Kelly. Now, nobody knows the details of this email but the people who got it, the bloggers who got it, right? The bloggers who got it, they know the details of this email that I'm speaking on, right? The ones who spoke about it, Ratchet TV, right? He knows the details of this email that I'm speaking about. It said that it came from Buzz Lightyear or something like that in regards to this whole situation, right? Jaguar's group organization, they is known for what? Getting people's emails, right? They always want you to send them an email. Send me an email. Send me an email, right? This is starting to make sense as far as a RICO Act goes, as far as an organized group doing electronic scheming, scamming, plotting. Wait, there's more. Ronnie Slow also said that Shane was sending emails and pretending like he was watching him and stuff like that in order to create havoc in his life. Wait, there's more. Madagascar herself said she had an incident like that with Shane. In fact, she deleted it, but she was the one who said Shane was actually the one behind the fake Lonnie Bowes, Lionel lawsuit against her. She said Shane admitted that he was the one that did that, right? So now here we are with a circle of people playing this game. Now, is it that some people don't know that they're a part of the game? Could Jaguar Wright be one of those people that don't know that the same people in her circle is the same people that's creating this idea around her life? Or is Jaguar more involved than what we think? Let's go deeper. See, when you are suffering from trauma, you have the ability in your mind to create all sorts of different conundrums, right? Because at one minute it would seem like Jaguar has a handler. The next minute it will seem like Jaguar is in charge. Could it be Jaguar is the villain and the victim? Could it be that she has a deeper part in all of this? I mean, she has Baphomet tattoos. She knows about the mystic dark arts. She speaks about Ifa all the time. Could her son be right? Could she be in touch with Satan himself, according to the four women of the Zoharks or whatever her son was speaking on? Could this be darker? Could it be deeper? Now, a lot of you might not know, but more recently, Jaguar has decided to tempt the universe yet again. He has decided to tempt the universe. And see, what Jaguar don't know is things are operating a lot faster now than what she wants to tell everybody. So her manipulation of the ether that is in the air has now returned to her 10 times. All of the karma and wickedness that she keeps trying to put on other people, it's backfiring on her. Yeah, it's backfiring on her. So you are watching the rise and the fall of someone who falls out of consciousness, who has been given an opportunity to have the ability to shape a collective, but failed. Now, back in Greek mythology, they would call this a hero's journey. You know, Hercules, the chance for one human to become a demigod. But then that would just be a mythology, right? Let's keep listening. So, Jaguar is stating that they are trying to get the IP address and searching for IP addresses. This is why she always jumping in and off. Like Jaguar has been contacted by a private investigator. She don't want to tell nobody about this private investigator contacting her. She been knew she was being investigated, yet she put all of these obstacles and all of these things in the way for people to fall and stumble over. But as we have brilliant minds over here, we tend to look for the other stuff, the stuff that you don't want to say. Let's listen.
They got attorneys, they got, court appeal judges that were removed as early as 2020 and stuff.
Oh yeah.
They got all kind of stuff over here going on. Like, look at this. They got judges, state court appeals, journalists.
Trying to track.
Now, Her and Grace are acting like they went to the library and they looked up this school that, the lawyer is from, and the school is one big school that's connected to Diddy or Jay-Z or whoever she want to connect it to, right? And just so happens, J. Cole went to this school the same time that the lawyer was going to this school, and so on and so forth. Now, whether any of this is true or not, it would only tie her more to this Diddy trial than anything, right? It would only tie her more to it. Jaguar Wright has one defense that she always goes with, and that's filing for a 730. That's what Jaguar Wright will file for when she goes to put her defense together. All of this, give me some money, money, money for my defense team. Give me some money, money, money for my defense team. That's fraudulent. Jaguar Wright is going to use those I got bipolar, bipolar, all of that stuff. She told you that already. But what about the people around her that are, affiliating themselves with this money laundering / electronic transaction stuff? It might be some fake PPP loans involved, Think about it.
Check our IP addresses.
You want to ride out, TD?
Oh, I'm not logging off. I'm just telling you what's happening. They're literally trying to never mind. Go on here, Grace. You were saying.
Yeah, we were just reading about how all of
See? He ain't gonna say it. I'ma say it. She is paranoid than a motherfucker. He talking about they trying to get the IP address, trying to find out where she at, and then she trying to act like she trying to point out J. Cole. How would you know all these players, Jaguar? How would you know? You might have more involved with that Yellow Beasley house than we think. Did the Yellow Beasley trap house get out of control? Did all of them, that's probably what we dealing with right here. We probably dealing with some type of rogue group. This is a rogue group. They thought that they can go against that order. And now that, Diddy possibly might be getting out, they might be petrified. Yeah, that's what it's looking like. Some type of rogue group that's a part of that bigger organization. They probably gave her, so much to be in charge of over the years, and, so many women to be in charge of, whatever the case may be. And she thought she was bigger than the group. He said, when shit hit the fan, we're taking over. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. When shit hit the fan, we're taking over. And now that shit backfiring on her. Yep, they got your ass now. Yep. Marina Brockovich is paying attention to your ass now, Jaguar. Yep, that's who hired me, Jaguar. Marina Brockovich. Marina Brockovich contacted me. She said, if you take this organization down, I will make you riches. I said, I don't want the riches. I'll do this one pro bono. That's what I told her. I said, this one's on me. I said, the first one is free. That's what I told her, Jaguar. I said, Marina, don't worry about it. This first one is free. This is personal. She stole my bike 31 years ago. You feel me? That's what I told her. I said, who did you say? Shit, this one's on the house. She stole my bike 31 years ago. Yeah, with pleasure. Huh?
You remember Jaheim, the singer?
You telling on yourself,
No.
Jaguar.
Yeah.
Graduate, or maybe somebody just doesn't want anybody to remember that when J. Cole was there playing basketball, she was a cheerleader on the squad.
Listen to the false narratives of the sorts. When J. Cole was there playing basketball, she was the cheerleader. How you know, Jaguar? Shut up.
Oh, yeah. My God. Yeah. Because again, J. Cole is sitting right here. I don't know why they would remove her from them. Like, I don't know why she would not be on the list. Everyone else is. Judge of New York State Courts of Appeals.
Why does it seem like everybody that went to this school is attached to one of the greatest American distractions or disasters of our times?
Yes, it's very interesting. Oh, look at this. President and CEO of United States Chamber of Commerce. Tom J. Donahue. Yeah, alumni.
Somebody look up that Janice and Mom's family. That account is where they be selling the fidget spins at. Let me look this up real quick. They think they're gonna hide behind these accounts, these fraudulent accounts that they doing wicked shit behind. That's what they think. I'm on to y'all. These are not real accounts. I'm telling y'all, something ain't right. Now look at this. Y'all look at this. This is the account that Jaguar and them said was selling fidget spinners, right? This is the account right here that they were supposed to be selling these fidget spinner toys. Where? Where? Where is this a company for fidget spinners? Where? Here it go. They trying to sell autistic-based toys. This is what she was promoting. This account she was promoting. She was promoting that account back in December. They were like promoting that account back in December, saying that these people sell toys, but they don't. They don't sell toys. I mean, they say it's available in the shop, but that's a cover up. Y'all know that's a cover up. Something ain't right. Something ain't right. That's why I say y'all got to pay attention. Y'all got to pay attention.
Hi, everybody. This is Pam. She's a local Killeen resident, and unfortunately, there was a small fire in her home. And although she did receive some help from kind neighbors, she's still missing a lot of items. And then somebody took advantage of her situation. And they robbed her.
Scammers. They are scammers.
Yesterday, something very tragic happened in our community. A young girl in middle school was injured to the point where she didn't make it.
Scammers. Scammers. They are scammers. They are scammers, man. They are scammers. Do you hear me? That's why I keep on saying y'all got to pay attention to this. I need y'all to pay attention to this. These are scammers. They putting all these fake accounts out there. Now a new account popped up, real news for real people. Now they, Jaguar is like, oh, she's asking like her AP technician, are you going to get real news for real people involved? Why? That's a YouTube account. That's not a real news station. That's not a real creditable source. Why is y'all on the internet trying to do this whole barrage of disinformation? Your ass is going down, Jaguar. We know you. We know you was a part of it. You. This is the blank twice real life version. You was the groomer for all these kids. You was the dominatrix. You was a night woman, a night walker, whatever you want to call yourself. And you know damn well, all these girls know you. Misha says she ate the box. I believe her. I believe you made her do that, Jaguar. You was nasty.
U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of New York, Richard Donahue.
Wow. That sounds like quite the alma mater.
Yeah, like, and this is a very extensive list, and they're all
and it's a Catholic school.
Yeah.
Look.
Archdiocese.
Look. Why is Jaguar and them out doing this homework? Why is they at a library looking up all the stuff about this lawyer woman, right? And they're online broadcasting it. Maggie is helping. Maggie is sitting there helping them stalk somebody so they can try to take this case away. This is what they do. Think about that. You're looking all into this woman, trying to expose whatever you can about her just to try to get her to back up off of what she's saying about you. You're not trying to prove that you innocent. You doing everything to stalk this woman so she can back up, because birds of a feather flock together. The same thing that's getting her into this shit is now the same thing that she facing. She was in touch with Courtney Burgess. She was in touch with Chris Todd. Remember that. She was in touch with these people. The same method of madness that they was using to create this mayhem in the world is the same method of madness that they're using against her. That's why, Courtney Burgess spoke about friends, right? Jaguar don't know how to be friends with people, right? So when she got into this and they started letting her in on the manipulative dipping, she got greedy. Thought she could manipulate dip the shit by herself. Courtney, where'd you get your tapes from? I know where I got my tapes from. Where'd you get your part of the book from? I know where I got mine from, right? She telling you all of this without telling you all of this. Are y'all putting it together yet? All you got to do is listen. That's all you got to do. If you listen to her, she's going to tell on herself.
Mm-hmm. Oh, look at that. Showtime Hill. Mm-hmm. District Attorney of Kings County, Brooklyn. Okay.
Now they got to do the math. You see what I'm saying? Now they got to do the math. She telling you that her and Goomba was cousins, all of this other shit. She telling on herself, and she telling how deep it is, right? They tell you that, according to what is known, all the presidents are related, right? Even Obama. Obama, shit, he the grand, never mind. But y'all got to look that up yourself. They telling y'all something, right? Is she a part of something a little bit deeper? Maybe.
Do you want to know what it sounds like to me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
It's a Schluminati University.
It is looking
where
quite
they
serious.
shape their plants, allegedly, and get them ready to go out and play their parts in society.
That's an interesting take. You want to know why, TD?
Very interesting take, Jaguar. I mean, you being one of the people that's so involved and always work for these people. I mean, first the Yellow Beasley Trap House. Okay, maybe that was a, far-fetched flim, right? But now you in the library looking up a university that you're also saying is, damn, you know so much about the industry. You're pointing out certain variations of things. Hmm. You did say on Popcorn Planet that you waited till this, statute of limitations was up on the crimes that you committed before you came out. So, you did say that you signed the 2 NDAs that you signed wasn't a crime, but it could lead to crimes. And if you're the driver, always, got to provide, certain variations of things, then it would make sense that you are the person bringing in something, and then something might be happening to the things that you bringing in. That would make sense. And also, if you signed the NDA with P. Diddy, that means you can't talk about him technically into 20 years after he's gone. That explains why you're always talking about Jay-Z, because you can talk shit about Jay-Z because you don't have no NDAs with him. But if you have an NDA with the damn, then it would make sense why you deflect from the whole P. Diddy thing. I mean, in one interview, Jaguar said during the R. Kelly thing, she held out all the way into the end. She said she held out all the way into the end. What do you mean? That means you was on the side of R. Kelly all the way into the end. And then there's other variations of conversations that Jaguar has and says when she says stuff like, oh, Mary Magdalene was one of Jesus's donors. She provided and paved the way for them to be able to move so freely. I said, whoa, that's shocking and alarming to say, right? And then there's other variations of things where she is justifying being promiscuous, right? It's kind of alarming, is it not? Is it not kind of alarming for you guys? It's kind of alarming for me, and that's probably why I'm out here fighting these demons, right? It's probably why I'm out here fighting these demons.
Lately a nigga been fighting a whole lot of demons. A lot of shit we do gonna have consequences, but we gotta be ready for them. Emergency, I just got out of surgery. I'm having problems with my heart and it won't work. I did some shit in my past and it's cursing me. I'ma stay right here on this plastic, God take breath from me. I'm sipping his hand and eat this pain, but it ain't helping me. My little nigga going against the grain and that shit stressing me. I pray to God that God have mercy. I'm living a crazy life. I just shot at a nigga for talking some shit on the gang, he paid the price. I was young in the rush for the money, my hunger for paper it saved my life. And that shit can save tonight. If you wanna lick shit, we can get rich, we can get paid tonight. Yeah, go. Dollar bill, y'all. Everybody want the money, everybody want this shit. Everybody want the money, but don't wanna go down. You'll do anything to get it, but when you gon' go out there? Shit, gotta think about it. 187. Murder by you killed a nigga, you know.
So, if we get into this, you'll hear different variations of crash outs, right? You'll hear different variations of crash outs, right? If she's a part of this bigger organization, she always brags on how she don't never do time, right? She brags and says, As soon as I get locked up, I get right out. Like I don't, like what she say, like Charleston White said, I ain't never been to prison. There's a difference between prison and jail, and a lot of times when you in jail, right, in order for you to be a worker, a trustee, or moving around the jail, you have to be in what is called the trustee pods. And you don't get to be going to no trustee pods unless you are already convicted to a time frame under a year, a fiscal year, right? Or whatever that word is, right? So unless she was, sentenced to like 6 months, something like that, they wouldn't put her in a trustee pod for her to move around jail and be so freely to move around, right? So that right there of what she said is asinine and redundant, right? You can be put in a misdemeanor pod or misdemeanor unit, right? But you ain't going to have the freedom to move around, right? They got people coming in that's doing weekend bids, that just come in for the weekend, right? But what I'm saying is, yeah, fiscal. Yeah, so what I'm saying is half of the stuff that Jaguar says is lies, right? But you're not going to catch those lies. You're not going to catch those because she puts them in a story format. That's why she say, she is this and she is that, right? She's everything that she says she is, right? But the power that was given to her is now being taken away from her, right? She set herself up for failure. She decided that she's going to be the one to take on a certain light in this world, but she didn't know what that light was capable of, right? So now the things around her is crumbling, right? Now people are starting to see her for who she really is with everything that's coming out, right? And due to the fact that there's certain rules to this higher plane of game, right? Once the people around her saw the light that she tried to go against and seeing what the light did to her, they started like looking up to the light, like, oh shit, this motherfucking light is dangerous. Let's be cool with the light. So they started mimicking and showing different variations of the light. Even her herself tries to steal different, levels of higher elevational conversation from the light. But this is, you know, amongst a higher playing field of collective, right? When you start elevating your mind actually elevates to a higher playing field of collective. And then you meet the different entities that is in this world that represents those different frequencies or those different energies, right? Jaguar Wright is one of many low vibrational entities, right? She puts other people in shame, guilt, grief, sadness, pain, hurt, right? A soothsayer of the sort. So she is the connecting piece to all of this rogue type of atmosphere that you're in, right? This group, Big Hungry CC, right? Ronnie Bow, even Natanya Rubin. They're all a part of something. They're all a part of something. And then you add in Sean Atwoods, right? And Beverly with remote viewings. You add in Little Yum Yum pulling cards. You add into all of these different players, and we might be looking at something stranger than fiction, right? Reality could be stranger than fiction. She tells you that she's a hypnotist, right? She tells you that with repeated variations of words and the fluctuation of her sound and the intensity of how she puts things with her words, she puts people in trance, right? The lawsuit states that this person, whoever, during the time of travel, they are in a vehicle where they're forced to drink water, in which case this is putting them into some type of illusion. They might be confused when it comes to dates and time, right? If you got somebody in the car and you want to keep them off of what's going on, they say, "What's today?" You might say November 31st. It could be January, right? So when you got a master manipulator like this, the story could be off, but there's certain things that are memorable, right? Like someone telling somebody to put a remote inside you, right? That can be something that's memorable, right? Because one thing for sure, two things for certain, there's nothing new under the sun. So the same way these elites put people in compromising positions to keep them in order, could it be that Jaguar Wright was putting certain people in compromising positions so that way she can always have leverage over them? I mean, we hear the multiple threats to other content creators. Joker from real life better be quiet before I tell his wife that we slept together, right? Terrence Gangster Williams, he better not talk because I'll tell him how soon as he touch me, he just do, right? There's different things that is said out of her own mouth with her own admittance that is shocking and alarming, but it also leads to something darker, right? A person that is willing to use her sacral energy and to put you in a compromising situation of guilt for giving into a guilty pleasure. And once she has that guilt over you from giving into a guilty pleasure or doing something that could be considered, abominable, right? Now she puts you in shame with that. And she pushes you closer, closer, closer to the edge. Jaguar Wright blurted out her own mouth. I didn't have nothing to do with that girl jumping off of that roof. What? And then she say stuff like, and then I sit and think, was it because of me? Was it because of things that I was saying that she jumped off the roof? Wait, what girl? What are you talking about? But y'all don't catch it because she keeps spinning it. And y'all not even catching the truth in all the lies. She's saying this out her own mouth. When one has the proper spiritual discernment, you can hear the truth that is on the tongue and you can separate the lies from coming off the tongue, right? This is the separation of the water. The truth is in the water, but the lies is also in the waters too. And when you have spiritual discernment, you can separate these waters. You will have the ability to separate the truth from the lie that is in the water, other known as ether, right? So I'm listening to the truth, but what are you guys hearing? Because there's no way that you're hearing what I'm hearing. I'm hearing manipulative dipping all over this, right? Lamisa Fuller stated that Jaguar used a yellow lighter to try to deactivate her. First of all, the only person that can deactivate somebody is the person who programmed them and activated them in the first place. One's in the chat if I'm right. One's in the chat if I'm right. A person can't deactivate you if they don't know your deactivation codes. 9 times out of 10, they will have to be given those codes or be the programmer themselves, right? So the fact that Lamisa Fuller is already telling you how her connection with Jaguar is stronger, right? That she knew Jaguar in real life, right? Then we go back to that DJ Genesis thing. DJ Genesis was so big to boast how she knew Jaguar since 98, right? How she the one that set up this for her and set up that for her. Oh, y'all go back a long ways. DJ Genesis also blurted out during her dominatrix era that she was performing an act on somebody where harm was done. And it seemed like he liked it, right? That goes back to someone lacking empathy and the ability to feel someone else's pain, sociopathic behavior, right? And these personas act like they don't remember these things that they did to people, right? The only thing they remember is what people do to them. Jaguar Wright don't remember being a monster to her sister, right? Now, anybody who makes accusations on someone's husband saying that my sister's husband raped me, you should know what that would do to your sister. But you don't even know what type of situation you put her in. She's got to sit there every day and wonder if this story holds truth or if it's fraudulent because it came from somebody like you. And she's got to sit there with a husband or with and it's going to build something there in their relationship that could possibly end their relationship. But Jaguar Wright would never think or care about anything like that, right? So a lot of things that she's doing is detrimental, whether we want to believe it or not. What about the 13-year-old kid that was in her house that she set up with Ayasha's son? Why are you setting two boys up in the first place is beyond me. Did you take the time to think if those two boys wanted to be set up like that? You said that he was 13, he had no preference. Maybe he was coming into an understanding of himself that he would need to learn on his own. But you took it upon yourself as an adult to tell him what direction he should go in as he's coming in to his sexual urges. That's scary to me. To me, that's scary. Somebody else's child that you barely know, and you take it upon yourself to set up a play date with Ayasa's kid. That's scary to me. Now, you guys might not look at it as scary, but to me, that's scary. Because that's not your biological. You don't know this kid. You ain't been around this kid to analyze this kid, to see what this kid is growing into. You just took it upon yourself to shape his life for him. And that's probably why she makes statements like, I like kids from the age 1 to 6, because after 6, they start going to school and thinking for themselves. So you don't want people around you that think for themselves. You want people around you that just fall in line and do what Jaguar says. That's scary. That's scary. A woman that justifies all of these actions. And let's look into the whole nature boy thing. She's more connected to that than what we say. We just speculating, but she is hella connected to that. You got Solar, right? You got all the girls that she kept in contact with. You know she kept in contact with them girls and their kids. You guys don't even understand the things that she's doing in this real world. But y'all sit there and let her play a character online when really in the real world, she's doing monstrous shit. A Uber driver that don't have a license but can't explain to you. She knows so much about look at this law and look at this school and these people went to this school. Why you can't tell us what happened to your license, Jaguar? Why you can't tell us about your Uber driving history? Why you can't tell us about those girls that you always made sure got home from the strip club? Why you can't tell us about the real situation with Trey Songz where he came and met you in Miami and he always used to come pick up one of your babies, one of your girls, the ones that you were grooming, the ones that you was in charge of, that you had to keep in line. And let's not forget the story you told and that happened in Genesis house. Oh, yeah. And when one of the kids got out of line and hit her in the face, she was so mad. What the fuck was y'all talking about? A kid hitting somebody in the face. What kids? Y'all got a whole secret ass network going on and it's sick. Think about this. You got big homie CC online actively saying out his mouth that he go do retrievals. How? Who are you retrieving them for? And why we never seen them come out and be safe or anything? Why we never seen no pictures of these retrievals, these people that you retrieved? Talking about Beverly helped me find a mother and a daughter in Detroit. Where they at? Where? Where's the success stories at? Where the fuck is it going on at? Somebody got to be in the newspaper. Somebody got to be taking pictures. Where is it at? Something ain't right. Something ain't right. Hashtag something ain't right. And I'm telling. Fuck that. Something ain't right. And I'm telling.
Because we learned a little bit, a couple about maybe 6 months ago. We learned that that's kind of how these people are in office. They're actually vetted and looked at when they're in university. Shout out to Candace, man, doing all of the hard work.
All right. So now she's looking into how do they get these people? They're vetted when they're in the university. They're looked at and vetted when they're going to these schools, right? Where all these terabytes of footage, all of this stuff that they talking about, where is it, man? Where is it? They got to make this shit make sense. But here she go. She's doing all of this math on the universities and so on and so forth. This is why when you are on a bigger scale of playing this game, this is why it's better to build around intellectual people, right? When you build an organization of dummies, this is what you get right here. This is what you get right here. When you build the organizations of dummies, this is what you get. They are online speaking about stalking or investigating someone that brought charges against them. So you are now investigating the lawyer that brought charges against you. Wouldn't this be like basically because you're trying to put her in threat, right? You're trying to use your collective online to scare her, right? Maybe dox her number, her address, whatever you can. And they use Wikipedia. All of this, they want the Wikipedia that they've been joking on. And these mother suckers went to Wikipedia. They went to Wikipedia. They went to Wikipedia. And now they're using Wikipedia to state sources and facts and all of this other stuff. Something ain't right. Something ain't right. She ain't fight for her kids as much as she fighting right now. Jaguar ain't fight for her kids as much as she fighting right now. And she got a group helping her put out disinformation. Let's go back to what Lo said. Lo said that the address that big homie CC gave him when he went in there, it was a bunch of YT people sitting at cubicles, right? Now, if somebody's doing that, that could be a whole disinformation network right there, right? Big homie CC talking about he working with the FBI and got to check in with the FBI and all of this other stuff. That's reason to put your ass under investigation. You claiming to be an FBI CI, right? You claiming to be an FBI CI, like you checking in with the FBI and all of this stuff, right? So a lot of the stuff that he's doing is going to bring the wrong attention to him. He's playing this character, he's playing this role. Well, shit, the FBI really out here trying to save kids, allegedly. So they gonna get in contact with you. Damn, you know where some of these kids is at? It's an ongoing investigation for Diddy. You want to be the motherfucking bodyguard. You want to know where you doing retrievals and shit? Oh, the FBI definitely got to come see you, big hungry. The FBI definitely got to come see you, big hungry. And you're gonna say, I'm just playing a character online. Okay. We see how far them YT jokes get you. Boys like how vanilla ice gonna dish you. My motto, fuck lotto. I get the 7 digits from your mama for $1 tomorrow. Something ain't right. Do y'all hear me? Something ain't right. We're gonna have to look at the whole 8 Mile all over again. Huh? We're gonna have to look at the whole 8 Mile all over again.
And that's what it's looking like here.
They telling on themselves.
This is a very...
They are telling on themselves. No one even had to tell on them.
Interesting list. Judge, let's see. Third person, yeah, the Afghan diplomat and spokesman for Northern Alliance after September 11th. Here.
Look at this. They are openly stalking this woman. Openly. Right? They openly doing it. Now, they not worried about no public records. They not worried about this lady address popping up on here and all of these weird Jaguar Wright fans, stalking her or none of that shit. They not worried about none of that shit. Don't they know what type of trouble they can get into? They don't know what type of trouble they can get into. That's why I say these people are dumb. That's why I say these people are dumb, because they're going to try to use that plausible deniability. I didn't know somebody was going to go to that address. I didn't know somebody would. You knew you keep on wanting to be this famous person that people will do stuff for, and now you out here openly stalking a lawyer because the lawyer put charges against your ass. You going to jail. You was going to jail, Jaguar. For sure, you going to jail. And Wolf Coochie going with you. AP Technology. Y'all out here putting out false and disinformation. Y'all going to jail for sure. Yeah. Book them, Dano. Yeah. Y'all is going to jail. I see it. I already see it. The more y'all do this fake ass, this was all to defend ourselves, the more y'all are exposing yourself.
Like there's nothing. Just pay $250 for a consultation. I'm like, bitch, what?
This website is a crime in itself.
Yeah, it looks like one of the bogus websites that is there to scam you.
Like
nobody would hire
Ariel. Look at this.
Look what they did. Look what they did. Look, expose the phone number to the website. They exposed the phone number to the website. Why would they do that? So all these people can start calling there. All these people start calling there. Yo, they are breaking the law. They breaking the law. Book them, Dano. They should go to jail. Jaguar compromising all of them. Yeah, they hitting around to threats. That's what I'm saying.
Look at this. Yep, that is the website. You cannot go anywhere. That's the website. That's it.
No.
Yep, a lawyer, a big-time lawyer. That's the website. A big Jabalon and the law office of Ariel E. Mitchell.
They mad because of her website.
This is an outrage. This is an outrage. Like
consultation,
like that's
1 hour, 250. This looks like the site that I use to book my nail appointments.
I said it looks like a Wix page, which is fine if you're starting like not as a lawyer. This is
our firm. Oh, by the way,
you don't even have a secretary, bitch.
See? Look at how they're attacking her. This is dangerous. This is dangerous because this stops other victims from standing up. This stops other people from, Right. Yeah, that happened before April. Woo! Happy birthday. This is dangerous right here. You got to be the dumbest person in the world to get yourself involved like this, to start looking into that lawyer and openly putting it on platforms, phone numbers and stuff like that. I can understand you doing a private investigation on your own because you have the right to defend yourself. But you are using the mass collective that you have gathered around you to further antagonize, entice, and possibly stalk this person into taking your name out of a situation that you could possibly be involved in. And that's scary. That's scary right there. That's the dumbest shit that you can possibly do.
No,
Oh
but
my
you know,
God.
her firm was already dissolved. She's still
Well,
operating and dissolved.
Nick in the chat says that the chat bot is gathering IP addresses on that site. Get out of there.
I know.
Probably. Wow.
Listen to that. The chat box is gathering IP addresses on that site. Get out of there. Like, oh, they really on some internet electronic gangster shit. Yo, this is crazy what we watching unfold.
This is a travesty.
I'm gonna get ready to get up. Pay online.
What is this? That is
Why are they worried about how a lawyer gets their money? Of course, it's going to be a 9 to 5. Of course, he's going to have a way that you can pay. Of course, it's about $200 for an hour. She's a lawyer. Why is they like, yo, they really about to, they going to jail. They going to jail.
something I do. Like I did that type of website when I was in high school for a project.
No, and listen to Maggie. Further implementing herself on how good she is at this electronic shit. Yeah, you probably the one that did Murph's you probably the one that made that fake document, Maggie. You said your aunt was making false diplomas in Florida somewhere. You probably the one that made that. Are you hiding in Canada? Are you really from Florida? And you just, is Maggie one of the girls from the, oh shit. Nah. Well, Jaguar did say she went to Canada. Nah. Maggie telling on herself. My aunt did fake diplomas. Oh, yeah, kind of like the fake diploma that Murph had, huh? She doing all of these backdrops, thinking she the shit now, right? But then she'll also tell a sad story talking about my first page when I was on here, this was when I was just learning and so on and so forth. But now I did stuff like that when I was in high school and stuff. So your first page should have came out excellent then. Your first venture should have came out excellent then, since you did shit like that in high school. But no, she got an 86.2K a page with fake people on there, and now she want to make it seem like she's some type of technician, graphic designer online. Shut up.
Look, like this is not a professional web. This is a joke. There is not even a way for you to go to another page. Like this is it. This is the page.
Not for a lawyer. No.
No. That is not professional. It looks like a joke.
Why is y'all worried about how another lawyer operates? 9 times out of 10, they usually have somebody that do that stuff for them. They be so busy. Someone else say that they can run a web page for them or something like that. Now, Jaguar Wright knows this because Jaguar Wright got a GoDaddy.com account for Jaguar Wright Effect, and it literally has Wolf Coochie's phone number on there. So why are they trying to act like, oh nah, this is not proper operation? Y'all working with .org accounts, talking about what another person doing and how they operating. You got a nonprofit on a .org, and I hope they bump that. I hope they hit that Cash App too. I hope they freeze that Cash App too. Your little, cruelty-free.org Cash App. I hope they hit that shit too. She's sitting on here playing, talking about, don't send it to me. Send it to Cruelty Free, my nonprofit. I'm going to use all that money for my defense. How are you using the nonprofit organization money for defense? That shit don't make no sense. They about to put you under the jail. You dumb as hell.
No. Said I was like, no Lincoln? Like, oh my God, and university, they bash your head with that Lincoln situation.
This is an outrage. This is an outrage. Oh no. What?
Look at Grace
Like even
This
the other
woman is
lady.
trying to
profoundly
act
not
like she
serious.
knows some shit.
No, this is a game.
Like a Jigga man was, and Rihanna was as young as she was, I would have more outrage. But these were two children who were wound up and gaslit to go against each other because the Jigga man wanted full control over Lil Riri. I do believe at one point in time, Rihanna actually did fall in love with Chris, which was not supposed to be the gig. They were supposed to be pretending like they were together so nobody would ask who she was really kicking it with. And if you want to know more about that, you should go and research my friend Jonathan Hay, who was Rihanna's publicist and worked for not only Pop Nation, but for the estate of Biggie Smalls.
Look, they is out of control right now. Do you hear me? They is out of control right now. They cannot, they is out of control. Do you hear me? She sound, her voice, everything. She sound like she hiding behind trash cans and shit. She whisper talking, she whisper yelling, like, yo, her life, everything must hit the fan already, because they don't even sound like this shit sounds so bad. She is out of control. She is steady trying to get Jay-Z involved in this in some way, shape, or form. Why are you still trying to point out Jay-Z shit? You just got implemented in a Sean Carter lawsuit, right? And I want y'all to think about this. If y'all thinking, how could they be implementing these people, right? How could they be implementing these people, right? Because these people that you're talking about has been drugged, right? So during during the time that they was drugged, they might not have knew who was actually in the room, right? But somebody probably told them who was in the room, right? Somebody probably told them who came in and who was that, because they might have been out of it, right? And that person might have resembled somebody. So they was like, oh, that's who that was, right? So the way you're looking at this is all wrong. You got to look at the groomer in a situation like this, the person who is telling the story, the soothsayer, the siren of the sort, right? That's who you got to look at, right? Because I want you to think about this. If I wake up from a night of not remembering what happened yesterday, I'm going to either go to the person that took me there, right? Who was there? What happened, Jaguar? Who was all there? She gonna spin the story. Oh man, listen, you had this person in there with you. You had that person in there with you. You was the life of the party, right? Now you gonna be looking at it like, man, nah, like, my butt hurt, whatever the case may be. She gonna be like, girl, they loved you. That's what she gonna be telling you. Y'all know some of y'all have nights where y'all drink and don't remember it, right? So how y'all not looking at this situation and understanding the possible situation that these victims was in? How y'all not looking at it and saying, well, drugs was involved. They could have, not remembered the next day. Somebody might have told them a different time. Somebody might have told them names that wasn't actually in the room, right? But for sure, they know Jaguar was in the room. Her mouth too damn big. Her mouth too big. She telling herself every time. Now, these other players might not been in the room. I mean, big homie Cece was for sure in the room. They remember that big body and small legs. You know what I mean? Especially you, the first one to come in. Oh, yeah, they remember that big body, small legs. They remember your ass, big homie Cece. You got that big ass top body, them small ass legs. They remember you. You know what I'm saying? So they can only really tell you a certain amount of people, right? And they probably heard Odell because, Odell Beckham, but Odell might have been in that damn room going by his middle name. Odell might have introduced, he got like 17 names. Hi, I'm Villalobos. Hi, I'm Odell. Hi, I'm Wolf Kutcher. Like, he got all these names and shit. That these are characters that they're creating along their way. These are characters that they are creating. This is dark shit. This is dark shit that we dealing with. Nasty work. This is nasty work. And Jaguar did say in a video that she was looking at, she said, look, when the camera passed by the remote that was on the bed, Jaguar said, look, that's the dildo. That's what she said. That's what she said. That's what Jaguar said out her own mouth. You can go back and look at the video that she said it in. It's been circulating. It's the one with Kevin Hart and P. Diddy. And Kevin say, did you just say that you and Usher used to wrestle for cereal and they passed by the bed? Cause Diddy say something like, don't get on the bed, don't touch the bed. That what Diddy say. Diddy say, don't touch the bed, don't get on the bed. Like if he touched this bed, it ain't no telling what was gonna happen to him. He like, don't touch the bed, don't get on the bed. And then when they pass by, it's a black remote on the bed. Jaguar said, look, that's the toy. So only in her mind she can see that as a toy is because she the one that told them to use it as one. Yeah, Jaguar was there. I think she was there. I think she was there. I think she remembering that shit. She remembering that shit. Trying to sit here and play this whole, am I the one did this really happen? And they're trying to make me believe it didn't happen? Is my mind out of the, shut up.
It was now just auctioned off right after his mama died. J. Cole is a plant, no more, no less. Kendrick tapped him on the shoulder about a year ago. From now, right before he eviscerated Drake right in front of all of the world.
That's a lie. That's not what happened. Nobody got in touch. Kendrick didn't tap him on the shoulder a year ago. None of that happened. Schoolboy Q was the one who told who told J. Cole, stay out of it. It was deeper than that. It was Schoolboy Q. You see how she just lied to them? Because they don't know. They don't know what's going on. So it's easy for her to lie to them, right? But if anybody ever looked that up, they'll see that it was Schoolboy Q who told J. Cole to stay out of that, situation, that it was deeper than that. And the reason why it was deeper than that, and that's why Kendrick said, lost too many soldiers not to play it safe, because he was talking about XXXTentacion and how Drake has something to do with taking him out. And if you can see right now, the little Ron rapper dude, somebody took him out, and they saying that Drake might be a part of that too. So now that means Drake about to steal his flow or his style of rapping or something like that. So she lying. She is lying out her teeth, just spinning different narratives of lies.
Kendrick asked J. Cole, where you at? And J. Cole said, I respectfully decline and I will bow out of this.
That's not what happened. We all was there. We remember that shit. J. Cole came out with a damn song, maybe deleted later or some shit like that. And then he told him like, nah, I'm living a peaceful life, blah, blah, blah. Everybody watched that shit happen. She just lies.
It's funny. After Nipsey Hussle passed away, I really thought J. Cole was going to do more. I thought he was going to be more. I thought it was supposed to have been this positive crew. But then I had started hearing, the rumors about how Ari Lennox was being.
See, and that was another thing. She's making it seem, and that's why she's got something to do with a different group or some type of different setup. Because the idea of it was to try to make this as big as the Biggie thing, the Biggie and Tupac thing, right? So they was trying to put the coast against the coast again. But this time they was going to try to put light skin against dark skin, right? So they was going to start the beef. Drake was supposed to be the one to sneak out peacefully and leave Kendrick and J. Cole beefing. That way, if something happened to Kendrick or J. Cole, it looked like, they beefing, right? That's the sneaky shit that they was going to pull. But Kendrick was already so on top of it that he told J. Cole to slide to the side. That's why he been saying from the beginning, you know what I'm saying? I'm too paranoid, you know what I'm saying? Lost too many not to play it safe. I still got PTSD. You know what I'm saying? He's saying this because I'm still, you know what I mean? From what you did, think about it. This goes back to Tentacion, right? And this goes back to why Kendrick said lost plenty of friends, 16 to be specific, right? Because he counting, he keeping ties on all the people that they taking out in this dark ass industry, right? He paying attention to it. He putting it in verses. That's why all of them bowed out and backed up like, oh shit, he really talking like, oh man. Because if you go back and listen to Kendrick's songs, I might do it in the Discord after this, and break it down in the Discord. But if you go back and listen to all his songs, he talking, right? And that's what everybody was afraid of. Somebody with the tongue and the ability to masterfully tell the truth in a story. Now, Jaguar Wright tell lies and try to make it seem like she did something. Jaguar Wright tell lies. Do you hear me? Anna 411, we're not talking about what XX was taken out by somebody by the nickname of Little Boat. Little Boat is a reference to a poker hand, right? When Kendrick Lamar said, "Have you ever played a game called Have You Ever?" Right? That is a reference to battle rap. Is where you pretend to be your opponent and you say the things that your opponent might have done, right? So Kendrick Lamar says, "Have you ever played Have You Ever?" Right? Asking Drake, has he ever played the game? Now, Drake would know this if he was a part of the rap world, like he says he's a part of the rap world, and which is a double pun because Drake actually gets all of his lyrics from Daylight. Daylight is a part of the battle rap community, right? So he should be familiar with the game, Have You Ever? So when he said, "Have you ever took your enemy out like with a poker face?" he was referring to the gentleman by the name of Little Boat, which is a reference to a poker hand. And he was pointing to the money by saying, "Have you ever paid 500,000 like for an open case?" Well, I have failed at both and I came out straight, which is another reference to a poker hand, a straight, right? So, and it's a double pun because we know that Drake is not straight. But let's look at what he said. When you are paying out a big number for, say, a hit or some type of situation, you might want to put it in the court as like some sort of payout in a case, right? So that's why a lot of these 325,000 excess amount of money was paid out, or you use some type of company or organization to send the money through. Drake has 21 unknown companies that is in his name that nobody works at. When they call the number, nobody's picking up from, so on and so forth. So that's just part of what's going on with the whole Drake thing. It actually gets darker than that. We might do one on Drake, and that way y'all can see exactly what's actually unfolding. But in the meantime, in between time, they gave Jaguar, the boot. Jaguar got the boot. Jaguar is done up.
Not well treated by her label mates and people there at the label, which I felt real crazy about because I'm like, Ari is for Dreamville what Jaguar Wright was for the Roots. And then it hit me. Ari Lennox is for Dreamville what Jaguar Wright was for the Roots.
Which was a sacrifice. You remember what her son said? That Jaguar Wright was a sacrifice for the Roots. Y'all remember that? Her son said it on a Tasha K, right? So she's telling you Ari was what Jaguar Wright was for the Roots. And then it hit me. Ari was what Jaguar Wright was for the Roots, a sacrificial lamb, right? That's what she's telling y'all. You got to really listen to what she's saying. It could be some truth in all of this manipulative dipping, because it's a lot of manipulative dipping. You know what I'm saying? Y'all might have to pay me $5 a piece to comb through this level of manipulative dation. All right. If I'm gonna have to teach manipulation 101, then I'm gonna have to we need like $5 from everybody. Cause this shit becomes troublesome. You know what I'm saying? This shit becomes troublesome. She is a master manipulator. You hear me? When you trying to teach people about master manipulators, you become the target. Because they start looking at you and they like, he's telling on us before we can do the shit. You know what I mean? He's telling everything that we're gonna do before we do it. He stopped my trips to the UK by telling everybody I had a passport. You know what I mean? He stopped my money with Ada because he told everybody that we were scamming and lying about the Ada thing. He stopped our money with Meth Mouth Murph because he said Meth Mouth Murph didn't have a real PhD. He's stopping our shit. And he's got this Discord that got a damn petty pocket where you can go and see all the evidence that he's finding. So other people are going there finding stuff and doing lives about it. It is him. He's stopping our shit. So they paying attention to us now. We got their attention now. You know what I mean? We got their attention now. They might calm down pointing people in this direction. I'm waiting from to point the feds in this direction. And feds, I did the job for you. I got your pizza, Mr. Police Officer. I got your pizza. Let me get a slice. You know what I'm saying? Break me off a check. This is some heavy ass investigation work. And I did it all in my mind. Federale, come and see all the evidence I put together for y'all. The Cash App is down right now, so I know y'all watching. They gonna stop saying my name over there. I promise you, they gonna stop. Don't point them to Ralph DaWise. He's talking about all the fake accounts and the disinformation, and he's putting together the electronic transactions, and he's linking it back to our nonprofit organization called crueltyfree.org. And he might get the whole damn thing shut down. Stop pointing them over there. I get it. Wolf Coochie. I tell people to stop looking too, but it's too late. It's too late, Wolf Coochie. The universe sees it now. You're done up. And Jaguar, stop trying to use black magic. You can't. You're not in charge no more. That y'all don't hold the power no more. You can't hear it in your throat. I know all your minions feel that y'all cut off from that crystal. Y'all can't no longer use the power no more. I binded y'all ass, dummy. I told you it was old magic, older than Egypt. I told you that. I binded y'all. That's why nothing that y'all doing work. I can hear it in y'all voice. You, Ayasha, all of y'all sound drained. Y'all know that root chakra, that sacral chakra shit is done. Y'all can't feast off of people root or sacral chakra no more. And y'all trying to wonder, y'all sitting around wondering, where's that at? Where's it at? Where's that? Where's it? Aha. Aha. Now go talk to Ephi about that. Yeah. Go talk to Ephi so he can tell you how I cut y'all the fuck off. Go talk to Ephi. Matter of fact, get Beverly to do a remote viewing so she can tell you how I cut y'all the fuck off. Beverly knows. That's why Beverly gonna stay away. She knows. Yeah. The only person I'm talking to is Marina Brockovich. Now, that's the only person I'm talking to. Marina Brockovich. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. And that goes for the multiverse. Yeah, I got her watching your ass. I got Marina Brockovich watching you, blocking all your black magic. All of it.
See, once the Roots got out of the touring game, they got out of the active rap game. They couldn't pass people around allegedly on their tour buses. They couldn't pass packages around allegedly anymore on their tour buses. They were stuck on television. They had to find a new crew who was out there in the world that could take their place. Dreamville.
Yeah, see, the lies just keep coming. You going to jail. You going to jail. Jaguar, you going to jail. All your stories starting to add up now. You was a traveler for those SEX workers. You admitted it. You admitted it. You was a traveler. You said you've been driving them around since you've been able to steal cars at 12 years old. And we know who famous for stealing cars. It ain't Philly. You remember. I remember. Do they remember? It was Jersey City. New Jersey Drive. You know we was getting them Honda keys and doing shit. You know about dropping cars off at the Delaware River, right? Huh? You know about that because you from South Jersey. And that's why Courtney Burgess named friends that was from South Jersey. And he told you, it's all about friends. Jaguar. You know some people that know some people, right, Jaguar? See, you backstabbed all of them. And now they turning on you. And they using the same method that helped you get your little bit of fame. They using that same method against you. You tied yourself to Courtney Burgess, Chris Todd in this whole situation. So all of this disinformation that's being put on the internet, you amplified that shit. You started getting stories of what people was interested in. That's why you got big homie CC coming from the ghetto and the slums of Chicago, banging, putting everything on her homies and the foes and all of that stuff. Now he's a Bigfoot expert. Shut up. Now he knows about aliens. Shut up. Y'all are stealing people intellectual property, practicing their lingo, and trying to come out here and pretend like y'all know some shit. And now y'all got yourself caught up. We told y'all that it was a war against conspiracy theorists. Y'all thought y'all was going to be the #1 conspiracy theorists group. Huh? How that's looking for y'all now? You got your #1 conspiracy theory award, but your mind can't deal with the shit that comes with being labeled the #1 conspiracy theorist. Now look at your group. Y'all over there crumbling. Now big homie CC probably think aliens after him. You think everybody after you. The Michelin Man about to come out soon. Y'all don't know what story to spin. But you say that you know the timeline that we headed. Look like we headed to a timeline of endless possibilities. You talking about Armageddon coming. For who? For you. Armageddon about to get your ass, Jaguar. You better jump back on one of them 4 horsemen and ride. You better get up out of here, Jaguar. Armageddon coming for you. Mystery Babylon has turned on you, Jaguar. You know this is Mystery Babylon. This is gladiator school. You said let them eat cake. Your ass looking fluffy right now. They about to eat, but it ain't the cake you want them to eat. You was done up. You was done up, Jaguar. Give it up. Give it up, Jaguar. Your time has come. They said America is gladiator school. You know what the fuck it is.
I'm like your boy. On to the next, but not like your boy. On to the next because I said, let me. Somebody.
How is y'all still going against Jay-Z, but still giving us Jay-Z quotes? How y'all saying y'all going against Jay? I'm like your boy. On to the next. You mean the same boy that you sitting here tearing down, talking all this dumb shit about? I'm like your boy. On to the next. This is why I say they so fake. They is so fake. They so fake. That's why they gotta go. This ain't it. We want to trade our cards in. Marina Brockovich, get in touch with me. We gotta shuffle the deck. This ain't it. This is not the image that we want. This is not it. This is not it. This group is not smart, Marina Brockovich. Okay? Give me a chance to put together a group. I'll put together a more intelligent group. This group right here, they dumb as hell. They gonna get all of y'all caught. You hear me? The Vatican, listen to me, Vatican. If y'all got something to do with this group, get rid of them. Okay? They're gonna get all of y'all caught. Okay? Hire a nigga like me with a great mind. All right? These ones right here, they gonna get y'all caught. The operation that y'all got going on, with the babies and the blood, they gonna get all of y'all caught. Listen to me, Vatican. Listen to me, blood eaters, identity thieves. Y'all know who I'm talking about, jujitsuists. Y'all know exactly who y'all is, okay? All right. Constantine, Council of 1782. Not the first consul, the second one. Y'all know who y'all is, man. Come on out the woodworks. I know y'all around. Y'all operating that damn Cleopatra needle and shit. I know y'all around operating that Cleopatra needle. Get y'all asses out here. This is about energy harvesting and some more shit. Come on out. All right. Come on out. I know y'all watching. I know y'all doing this shit through the internet now because y'all found out that ether is in the internet and y'all can drain more energy through this shit. And y'all been doing it. So come on out. Get your asses out here and let me get a chance. Fuck it. I finally got my piece of the pie. Get your asses out here. Huh? We about to find out that beans don't burn in the kitchen. Took a whole lot of trying just to get up that hill. Come on out. I know y'all watching. Y'all been playing this damn game long enough to try to figure shit out. Well, we figured it out. Come hear this. Huh? I know y'all is watching. I know y'all been doing this game since doing this game was doing this game, right? This goes all the way back to the Asiatic black man, right? This goes all the way back to, putting the yoke over the people, right? Well, the people that's woken up and the people can't be stopped, and you know it, right? We can only hurt ourselves in this world. And since y'all played the game with me, y'all got to see exactly who the fuck I was. And you can't come against this collective. It's a different collective. You know it is. That's why you can hear it in Jaguar's voice. She stepped on something different. You can hear it. She stepped in some shit. And a lot of people won't get ourselves credit for it. But we did that, collective. We did that. Our intentions are true and pure, right? And whether we want to believe it or not, logic rules this air. Pure intention rules the Aquarius sky. We not in the time of Saturn no more. That way they can't celebrate on Saturday the way that they used to celebrate on Saturday, right? And they don't like the sun god as much as they think they like the sun god. They don't like the sun god, right? But now that we moving into this new light, guess what? They can't fuck with us. They can't fuck with us in this light. It's different. They know it's different. Aha, Jaguar, you tried it. You tried it. All of that shit hit you back tenfold. Cash apps is failing. You running out. You got gnats and shit all around your phone. Yeah, Jaguar, you tried it. You thought that you could take down a light. You ran across a light being and they gave you a chance. And guess what? We play by galactic rules up here, Jaguar. You know what that mean? You know what that mean? Think the Chronicles of Riddick, Jaguar. Think about the Chronicles of Riddick. You get to keep what you catch. It's called the spoils of war, right? So guess what, Jaguar? A new collective get a chance now. Aha. Aha, Jaguar. A new collective get a chance. It ain't gonna be your ass though. Aha. Aha, Jaguar. It's some new demons in charge, Jaguar. You might not like these demons, but they in charge now. And y'all know y'all gotta fall in line. We all know that this is hell. We all know that this is hell. But it ain't the hell that you want. Somebody else is ruling this shit. And it ain't you.
Somebody sent me this. I was preparing a video and they sent me the information about the whole thing about J. Cole's connection. And I said, oh, did that. I figured, that'll be interesting. And yeah, it's deeper. Now everyone's going after this, what is his name, Politero guy and his connection. I told you.
Shut your ass up, Wolf Coochie. Shut that shit up. It's deeper than that. It's deeper. You better get your ass away from Jaguar and let your ass want to find out how deep it is. You harvesting a fugitive running around with Jaguar trying to implement yourself in some shit you really don't want to be implemented in. I promise you, when this shit go down, it's gonna be ugly. Everybody that's tied to those emails, those electronic transactions, you going to jail. Jaguar's been doing this for a while. She been ducking taxes this way. Y'all been using money for fraudulent things. She been supplying people in the hood, flipping drugs. Why you think she wanted? Why you think she made Ronnie Bo send that letter asking to get NBA YoungBoy and Little Dirk out? Why you think she made Ronnie Bo send that letter or have read that letter on the Atwoods Network talking about some freeing NBA YoungBoy and the other character? Why you think she had Ronnie Bo send that letter? That's Jaguar all over that shit. That ain't got nothing to do with nobody else. That is Jaguar. The knot was good. That's Jaguar all over that shit. Ronnie Bo sitting there talking about something. Yes, and I wrote a letter to Trump to get these people out, and we're gonna start a tour. Yeah, right. Just so happened Jaguar getting cruelty free, and then these two people that's beefing with each other, trying to stop the violence and increase the peace. Oh, what the cruelty free would be a great nonprofit organization to put all of that money up under, wouldn't it? I bet it would, Jaguar. You thought you had this all figured out. You thought you was about to motherfuckers start some shit and started some shit.
He's pull up over one of my dear family, my rainbow, my Skittle people. He would pull up over to his house, and they would, they was getting it on for about good 4 or 5 years. So every time, Trey would come, he would always tell me, I got Diddy's Lambo, or I got Diddy's this, because Trey would bring the car over there and let, one of my babies, ride around in it,
Now, what babies is she talking about? I want to ask y'all this. She said they've been getting together for about 5 years, and whenever he would come, he would let, one of my babies ride around in it. What babies is she talking about? She's a fucking groomer. She's a handler. A madam, as they say. The operator of one of the houses. Come on, open your eyes. This is why she knows so much and act like she don't know no much. She listened to all the stories that them girls been talking about inside that damn place. Because they tell her the stories. What'd he say when you had him in here? What was he talking about? She know all the stories. Trey Songz used to come pick up one of my girls. She ain't want to call them girls. She said one of my babies. What babies? What babies was Trey Songz picking up? Tell me. What babies? Can y'all help me? Huh? I feel like I need to go back to Hooked on Phonics the way she putting these stories. Somebody tell me what baby she talking about. She got one son, Sam. Did she sell puppies? Is it a cat litter somewhere? What is this? Velvet?
And he would go, cruising around Miami Beach. And he would always pull up over one of my dear family, my rainbow, my Skittle people. He would pull up over to his house.
My Skittle people, my rainbow people. Oh, so like a trans or some type of Ray J Girls Club, right? Or was you working with Ray J and the Gagency? Which one is she talking about? What group? What is we listening to right now? What is she saying? Somebody tell me. Do you know? I don't know. This is something I don't remember. I remember everything else, but I don't remember this. Do y'all remember this? I don't remember this.
And they was getting it on for about good 4 or 5 years. So every time, Trey would come, he would always tell me, I got Diddy's Lambo, or I got Diddy's this, because Trey would bring the car over there and let, one of my babies, ride around in it, that was they think. Trey loved my cornbread and my greens.
Oh, so that explains why he cook.
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say that explains the song "Bottoms Up." Then I got you.
And look at him. Look at Wolf Coochie thinking about butt, just like Ray J. Y'all remember when we broke down the Ray J thing? Everything he heard related to buttholes, like he was saying when he heard he got the whole world in his hand, he was thinking about booty. Now this is the mindset of Wolf Coochie. Oh, that explains Bottoms Up. Now is why he keep talking about boys' bottoms being up. Something not right with him. Something not right with that. That's sick. They sitting there talking about, and I don't see how they not putting it together, right? This is Jaguar admitting that she was a madam for a house, and they not putting it together. This is Jaguar saying that Trey Songz used to come pick up one of her girls, and they not putting that together. Wolf Coochie so stuck on trying to see a boy face down, ass up, that he can't even figure himself out. He just sitting there listening to somebody tell on they self, but all he keep on pitching is a boy with his ass in the air. Think about that. That's weird ass shit. This lady sitting here telling on herself, and you thinking about boys. Y'all supposed to be fighting the biggest case of Jaguar life, and you thinking about boys. We out this motherfucker trying to get Jaguar off of a lawsuit of some heinous shit, and you thinking about boys. You got your priorities all fucked up, Wolf Coochie. You are supposed to be finding evidence to help her get motherfucking off of this case, and you out here thinking about boys. What the fuck? No wonder why she said you ain't on her side. You supposed to be coming up with a defense system. You trying to penetrate something. You sick.
All right.
I'm so tired of these energy harvesting. We like to play with people's root chakras because we know what type of energy that is, people. I'm tired.
See? They telling on herself. Ayasha tell on herself. We want to play with people's energies, these root chakra energies. Now that go back to what Idra English said. Idra English said that there's an entry point through your anus to your soul. Your root chakra will be on your bottom, the bottom of your spine, right? So that means they're entering through the root chakra and they're playing on people's spirit, right? Ayasha just tell on herself, you don't never hear these people talk about root chakras or none of that shit. But now that they getting beat on the way that they getting beat on, now they tired. I'm so tired. Shit was all good just a week ago. Now y'all tired of people playing on people's root chakra. Y'all was the ones playing on people's fears and sexual urges and shit like that. Now y'all so tired. You hear how drained they sound? They so drained. They cut off. They ain't getting no energy. They mad as hell. They is drained. I'm so tired. Oh, you wasn't talking about people root chakra. All y'all do is sit here and laugh and joke about anal sex. And now y'all so tired. No, don't be tired now. Don't be tired now. This shit just getting fun. Don't y'all get tired now. Ain't no fun when the rabbit got the pew-pew. Don't get tired now on a nigga. Nah. Pump up the volume, pump up the bass. You motherfuckers was all, ha, ha, ha. Do you know me? Do you know me? Do you know me? Don't be tired now, Ayasa. Shit, you wasn't tired when you popped up 7 of them. Don't get tired now. Shit. You about to take all of this. Don't get tired now. Shit. You ain't got time for tired now. Shit, you better get some stamina. You could do some push-ups or something. I don't know. Get you a cup of coffee. We in this shit for the long haul. I'm so tired. Oh, we not done yet. Shit, we only just begun. You better get your ass up. We got your ass in the twilight zone. Please do not try to adjust your TV. We can elude your image with 1,000 pictures or break it down to crystal clarity. Please stand by. You motherfuckers is in the outer limits now. Shit. Don't get tired now. All that bullshit defense. And you know you got to defend Jaguar, Ayasa. You know why you got to defend Jaguar, Ayasa. You sitting here acting like you know about root chakra shit. I ain't never hear you talk about root chakra shit because you wouldn't be around a panel that's doing a bunch of root chakra shit. And since you made that bed, you gonna lay in it. Y'all cast y'all lot with Jaguar Wright. So y'all got to see how this shit folds, all right? I already know everybody ain't going to make it. But Jaguar Wright and her group of minions, all y'all about to hit basement level shit. All y'all about to hit basement level shit.
Figured. I'm fed up. I'm so fed up of these folks. But then they try to make everybody else seem strange and outside their mind because we know how reality really works. Like,
I'm still on the St. John University. The fact that it's a whole private campus university and all that alumni is looking real
Yeah, Grace, you better. I know how
Catch Me
this
If
works.
You Can. It starred a younger Leonardo DiCaprio and a middle-aged Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks played an agent that worked for a bar, and there is...
This is what she's lying. This is what she's basing her life off of right now. Listen.
I keep seeing people say this. It seems to be a repetitive thing. I'd like to address it. If she is practicing law anywhere, she has to have passed the bar, and there is a record for that. Well, let's be clear about this. Years ago, one of my favorite films, I'm trying to remember the director's name, but the name of the film was called Catch Me If You Can. It starred a younger Leonardo DiCaprio and a middle-aged Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks played an agent that worked for the Secret Service, and his job was to spot out check fraud.
Shut that shit up, Jaguar. Shut that shit up. You is lying. You was lying. Right to our face, lying. And this person, he did his job so well. He did his job so, and you didn't do your job well. All right. You was not an asset to the FBI, Jaguar. You was not out here taking and controlling these conspiracy theorists' mind. Okay. They put your ass on the job. You got on the internet and fucked it all up. You is not the face of conspiracy theorists because you can't control the energy or the mind of the conspiracy theorists. And that's why your ass is in a hucklebuck right now, because you can't figure out all of the energies that's coming from you, from that group. And you can't control the group. And now the group is eating your ass up. You looking like something to eat to the group, Jaguar. You looking like something to eat. They snacking on you. They snacking on you, Jaguar. That group is tearing your ass up, Jaguar. I bet you don't like it. I bet you don't like it. I hope you don't like it. Huh? Huh? It's on your ass, Jaguar. Now we got to come back. I got to go put some food on for my son. But we got to come back. We got to come back. We got to come back. Love is love. Namaste. I say salutations. Salam. You know, remember, if nobody told you that they love you, let me be the first but not the last to tell you that I love you. We will be over in the Discord kicking it, I guess. I don't know, you know. Some people in the Discord seems to be testy. So try to, you know, keep on sending these little spies over there. Jaguar minions keep on coming over there trying to incite a fight in my Discord. But they can't. They can't bother me. I'm unbothersome. Do you hear me? I'm unbothersome. I know it's all going to work out. I know the universe is doing big things right now. It's got, you know, I got some people that's from, you know, Canada and the UK playing in my Discord right now. I know where y'all from. I'm watching y'all. Not the good ones, the bad ones. The good ones, y'all okay. But I see all of y'all low vibrations that's in my Discord. I'm watching y'all. I'm just unbothered. I'm hoping y'all change y'all operation. But since y'all keep on operating the same, I guess you're going to keep getting that same energy, right? Yeah, boy.
You know, lately a nigga been fighting a whole lot of demons. A lot of shit we do gonna have consequences, but we gotta be ready for them. Emergency, I just got out of surgery. I'm having problems with my heart and it won't work. I did some shit in my past and it's cursing me. I'ma stay right here on this plot to God take breath from me. I'm sipping his hand and eat this pain, but it ain't helping me. My little nigga going against the grain and that shit stressing me. I pray to God, let God have mercy. I'm living a crazy life. I just shot at a nigga for talking some shit on the gang, he paid the price. I was young in the rush for the money, my hugger for paper, it saved my life. And that shit can save tonight. If you want that lick shit, we can get rich quick, we can get paid tonight. Dollar bill, y'all. Everybody want the money, everybody want this shit. Everybody want the money, but don't wanna go down. You'll do anything to get it, but when you gonna go out there? Shit, gotta think about it. 187. Murder by a nigga. You killed a nigga, you don't know if you gon' go to heaven. Gotta chalk that shit over, dog. Real talk. Hey. Fight my demons. So many demons. Me against these demons. Against these demons. Fight my demons. Fight my demons. Fight in my. It's me against these demons. Me against these demons. Whoa, I'm fighting these demons up in this ghost. I'm fighting these demons, I'm on the ropes. They came with a beam up under my coat. Get hit in the spleen if you want to smoke. That money be green, so niggas on go. I'm looking so clean, I used to be broke. Remember they laughed at me and they joke. Gave them the ball and nigga they chose. Tables turn, that nigga you go. My little nigga don't follow no code. Follow no code, no code. My nigga follow me like the pole. I stand on my word and stand by the consequence. They say I'm heartless, thanks for the compliment. I seen your dead homie, y'all company. BMG gang, and bitch feel incompetent. Don't wanna hear that shit, I gotta kill that shit. Lethally militant, I can get ignorant, we not considerate. Niggas do silly shit, we get the drilling shit. Guilty and innocent, don't give a fuck about a bystander. I can pull up in the Highlander. Don't take no slander, don't take no slander. Dollar bill, y'all. Everybody want the money, everybody want this shit. Everybody want the money, but don't wanna go down. You'll do anything to get it, but when you gon' go down? Shit, gotta think about it. 187. Murder by item. You killed a nigga, you don't know if you gon' go to heaven. Gotta chalk that shit over, God, real talk. Hey. Fight my demons, fight my demons. So many demons. Me against these demons. Against these demons. Fight my demons, fight my demons. Fight in my. It's me against these demons. Me against these demons. Living life encased in the idea that my evil thoughts go unpunished. As I sort through the rubbish, my days of thugging get slow and ruggish. Idolizing puppets who control the public like a controlled substance. Bullets in abundance, anticipating what I know is coming. All of a sudden, my past is blurry, my future is sudden. Dark and muddy, hoping for sunny, I'm still running. To find peace. To find peace.